Welcome to Taz Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is August 9, 2024. We're going to be talking about TNA because, ladies and gentlemen, they talk about the Rascals when they broke up. Well, technically, Wesley is the one that destroyed it. They talk about that because Zachary Wentz will be in the qualified match for the Ultimate X match. We heard that Mike Bailey will be in the Ultimate X match, qualified match as well, and he says he wants to do it. He wants to be a fighting champion, and he wants to show people why he's the champion. So he put himself in this, and if he loses, he has to vacate the X Division Championship. If he loses and he doesn't qualify. Ladies and gentlemen, we had Josh Alexander coming out, and he talked about Joe Hendry, he talked about Nick Neville, he just talked trash about everybody. He's saying that he didn't change, the fans changed because I don't know why he thinks that. But ladies and gentlemen, he called out Nick Neville. Nick Neville came out, but he didn't say a word. He attacked Mr. Josh Alexander. He super kicked him as well. He says he promised the fans that he's a fighting champion, and he told Josh Alexander, you want your title shot, you got it. Next week on TNA. We heard that Mustafa Ali, I think he left TNA. He departed away from TNA. I think his dates is done now. We heard that the Lucha Bros, they're done with their dates as well in the indie wrestling. So does that mean they're coming to WWE whenever they're done with AEW? We have no idea. Remember, Motor City Machine Guns did the same thing. But we don't know if they actually signed with WWE. Technically, when you see people not doing their indie shows anymore, it's because they joined WWE. Because WWE, sometimes, there's some indie wrestling they're allowed to do. Like, they could come to TNA if they want to. Or some other wrestling that they are okay with. That we've seen Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. They went to a show in Cleveland before they lost their tag team titles. They went to a show there. Even Brooks Jensen went to a show when he was released. He went to a show as well. So I think it's whatever WWE is allowing them to go to now is allowed. And I guess they're not allowed to pick up dates. Not those type, not romantic dates. I meant like wrestling dates that they can wrestle in indie wrestling. I guess that's what it means. So we don't know what's going to happen with the Lucha Bros and Motor City Machine Guns. Will they show up in WWE? We have no idea. It's not really announced yet that they sign with WWE because remember, Pentagon and Ray Phoenix are still part of AEW, and Motor City Machine Guns, we never heard anything from them saying that they signed with WWE. I think NXT Tag Team Division would be crazy if both teams go to NXT. I'm still a little upset about the Rascals not being part of a trio anymore, but I'm hoping it's a rivalry, and maybe Wesley will have a new tag team partner that could join up with him and face the Rascals maybe on the next paper, PLE and NXT. When is that one? I don't know when is the next one. I think it's like No Mercy. I think so. When is No Mercy? Is that in October? I know Bad Blood is in October, but that's a Raw and SmackDown show. That's not an NXT show. I don't know what's the next PLE for NXT. So I'm hoping that it's a rivalry for NXT's for their show because it happened on their show. So I want to see what happens. Maybe they're bringing it up on TNA. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping, because I ordered something on Amazon, and I'm hoping that we could do an unboxing. Normally, every time I get something, it comes in Thursday, and I don't do a video on Thursdays, because I don't watch TNA live. So, I'm hoping this package comes out when I'm about to do a video, or a day that I do a video on like Monday nights or Tuesday night, Wednesday nights, or a Friday night. I'm hoping that it happens those days. I'm hoping it's happening that time. But I did order something. I'm just waiting for it. It's going to be a couple of days away. Yeah, so it's going to be a couple of days or a week away. It's supposed to come in next week or the other week. So we will find out. Ladies and gentlemen, we got TNA here. We had the honeymoon. Well, technically, Stephanie Lander was the only one doing this honeymoon. She wants the fans to join her, and she asked the fans which clothing, I don't know if we're allowed saying the clothing on YouTube, lingerie, which one that PCO will like, the black one or the red one. Technically, it looked like more whites than red. So we had three parts of this. So that was the first part, asking us which clothing that PCO will like. I don't think PCO really cares. The guy is freaking wearing sleeveless weird tracksuit. So I don't think he really cares. I don't know. He has a finger on the. He had a ring on a finger, so I don't think he really cares about fashion. And then the second part was Stephanie Lander was waiting for PCO in a hot tub, and she tried to call him, and it went to voicemail. And then the third part is she's waiting, and then she got a text saying PCO is coming. She was waiting on the bed, and then there was a knock on the door. She was showing a little skin. And then, ladies and gentlemen, she opened the door. Matt Cardona was at the door, and Stephanie Lander asking what you're doing here. And even Matt Cardona is asking what you're doing here. And she's saying it's my honeymoon, and she doesn't want anything to do with Matt Cardona. So she slams the door in the face of Matt Cardona. And then we see outside, PCO was held down on the ground with two guys. We didn't see their faces, but we saw their arms. One guy had a tattoo on his arm. But we don't know. It could be debuts. It could be NXT stars. Who knows who's holding PCO? We might see who it is maybe next week. Find out who it is. And Matt Cardona told PCO, don't leave my property alone. And then he was about to stomp on the head of PCO, and the screen went black because they don't want you to see a gruesome thing. So we got Ultimate X matches here, the qualified matches. Hammerstone wants to be in one. He's in. Eric Young told him that we had Unfinished Business. I don't think Eric Young will be in one because he didn't ask for one. We heard that Giselle Shaw will be versing Tasha Steelz because what happened on TNA's Explosion next week, last week or this week, something like that. But next week, there's going to be extra eyes of the referees. There's going to be more referees to watch this match. So it's going to be a lumberjack match, but with referees. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, let's get to this match, ladies and gentlemen. First qualified match for the Ultimate X. We got Mike Bailey versus Trent Seven versus Jake something. I thought it was a pretty decent triple threat. But the winner of that match was the X Division champion. He doesn't have to vacate the title. Mike Bailey wins. He's going to the Ultimate X match. Good thing he doesn't have to vacate the title because he won it like 2 weeks ago at Slammiversary. And imagine he loses it and he has to vacate it. Trent Seven and Jake Something, if they win this match, they don't win the title. They get part of the Ultimate X match. But Mike Bailey has to vacate the title. Then we had Kushida versus Jonathan Gresham, but Gresham wasn't wearing his creepy looking mask, and he doesn't have this ink. He was his normal self, and he tried to shake hands with Kushida and all that stuff. He said he wasn't feeling well when he was like that. But ladies and gentlemen, and then we had it was like a technician match. I didn't really care for it because I like to see hot spots. I don't like arm bars. I don't like neck holds, submissions. So I didn't really care for this match. The winner of that match was Kushida, making Jonathan Gresham tap out of the hoverboard. And then we had Jordan Grace's open challenge for the Knockouts title. And the person that accepts the title match will be Rosemary. It was an okay match, but ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Grace and Rosemary, none of those two won, because Ashby Egglands came out and starts whacking everybody with a pink candlestick. My goodness. Then we have Zachary Wentz versus KC, one of my favorite wrestlers I saw on GTS. And I saw him live once. I believe it was a Destiny Wrestling. I don't think it was Final Resolution. It was a Destiny Wrestling show. I saw him live. I got an autograph of him. It's in my binder. I collect these whenever I go to them. I like to collect wrestling things. That's why I got belts. That's why I got autographs. I got a whole bunch of wrestling things. If you guys want to see it, I can put on a video. I got a ton of things for some wrestling things. So if you guys want to see it, I will show you guys it. Put it in the comments below, or like the video if you want to see my collection of wrestling things. That's why I'm buying these replica belts, to collect them and maybe put them in the shelf. And I'm hoping that I could try to put them in the video for my background. But I need to figure out, I need to buy a shelf first. Okay? That's why they're in the closet right now, because I don't have a shelf. I'm buying the championships first, and then we can buy the shelf. I know, you're supposed to buy the shelf first and then buy the championships. But I'm not doing that. So yeah, I'm not telling you what I ordered. I'm just saying that I got championships and I want to put them on the shelf. Okay, it is a belt. I'm not telling you which belts, but it's a belt. I ordered another belt. I want to order one more somewhere end of August, I'm hoping. But I'm going to get one more, and then I'm going to wait a couple of months to buy more for my collection. That's my plan. So we got one coming out now, somewhere next week or the other week, and I'm going to wait until the end of August to get my last one. So I will have 5 belts, put them on the shelf, and wait for a couple more months, and then we get another one. Maybe Amazon will have new ones on there that people want to sell to me. I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, next we got Zachary Wentz. The guy is upset because he lost Wesley as a best friend. I wonder what explain. Technically, Wesley did explain why he did it, because remember, he yelled it out that you left me. When he kicked Wentz in the groin, he was yelling at Wentz saying, you left me. That means because Zachary Wentz got released, that means he left him, and Wesley was all by himself. He wasn't happy about that. And he lost the tag titles. I don't know why he kicked Trey Miguel in the face. Who did Zachary Wentz the one that left him? But Trey Miguel didn't leave him. Trey Miguel wasn't hired from WWE. Zachary Wentz and Wesley was. No Trey Miguel. Remember when they all had their last match in Impact? Zachary Wentz and Wesley were the only ones got hired from WWE, and Trey Miguel wasn't. Trey Miguel went back to Impact Wrestling. So we got Zachary Wentz will be versing KC and NXT's Dante Chen in this qualifying match. I thought it was a pretty decent match for these guys, because I love all these guys. I'm starting to like Dante Chen. I'm happy that he's getting used. He's getting a little bit of use on NXT. He's getting used on TNA. That's good. But now I'm getting used to Dante Chen. He's been pretty good. But I'm a big fan of Zachary Wentz and KC. I think I saw the Rascals as well live, but I never got their autograph. I don't think I did. I got ABCs, I know that. Mike Bailey wants ABC to join in the qualifying matches. But remember the last time they tried to get to the X Division title, they almost broke up as a team. But now they could win another title, and one of them could be a double champion. Will they do it? I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought it was a pretty decent match for this triple threat match. The winner of that match was Zachary Wentz. He's going to the Ultimate X match. But I'm hoping that we find out why Wesley did this. And I'm hoping that the Rascals, the two of them now, Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz, gets the revenge on NXT from Wesley. Because why would they not get revenge after getting super kicked in the face by a guy that betrayed them, and a guy getting kicked in the groin? I would want to get a revenge on him. But remember, Wesley is outnumbered. He did this while they were crying, they were hugging. He was planning this out. Now, Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz know what Wesley is all about. Now Wesley is all by himself. So he needs to find a partner and do something. I'm hoping we find a good partner. I would love to see that. Zachary Wentz win the match, and then we got Joe Hendry versus Gallus guys, NXT's Wolfgang. And Joe Coffey and Mark Coffey wasn't there. It was a pretty decent match. The winner of that match was Joe Hendry. Oh, I forgot one thing. We had a segment before the start of the show. We got the system coming out. They're talking about that. Oh, we're still the biggest faction in wrestling. But they lost their titles. Especially they lost the world title. But I don't know how great they are. They lost last week to Matt Hardy and ABC. Oh, you're very great. Wasn't that last week? I don't know. That was last week's. I think it was last week's. Was it last week's? When Eddie Edwards teamed up with Brian Myers and JDC. So those guys were just saying they're the top guys and they're not failing. They're going to win their titles. And then Moose was on the mic because JDC tried to quiet down the fans by saying, tell them shut up. Didn't work out. The fans were still booing. But Moose says there's one guy that people think I'm scared of, and that's Mike Satana. He says, you know what? I'm going to show you I'm not scared of him by having a match with him next week. He's going to do something with a dog. He called him a dog for some reason. He called Mike Satana a dog. So that's happening there next week. And then we heard, and then after the Joe Hendry match, we got competition between Mike Satana and Moose. They're just yelling at each other, and security guards are making sure they don't hit each other. So that's the end of TNA. I still enjoy this crossover. I'm hoping there's top big guys go to TNA. Like, TNA guys, they have top big guys going to NXT. Like, Joe Hendry, people think he's not a top guy, but he is a top guy, and he's showing up in NXT. I would love to see more top guys coming to NXT, like Josh Alexander. I would love to see if it's a one-time only, or what they did with the Rascals, they fought on NXT and TNA. I would love to see the reunites of the Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven and Tyler Bates. I understand Trent Seven is the one that turned heel on Tyler Bates on NXT UK. But they could change, they could try to, because he's a good guy now. And it looks like Pete Dunne might turn heel. So what does that mean for Tyler Bates when he makes his return? But the problem is, Tyler Bates is on the main roster. But he shows up on NXT. I would love to see that. And have Tyler Bates more on NXT. I would love to see Trent Seven save Tyler Bates from Pete Dunne, because Pete Dunne's turning heel. I still think that Pete Dunne is going to attack Tyler Bates, because he's turned heel. He's attacking Sheamus, his former tag team partner, his former faction stable member. He could do the same thing with Tyler Bates. I could see that. He's winning more matches by himself more than he won as a tag team. So I could see that Pete Dunne attacking Tyler Bates and Trent Seven could come out and save him. I would love to see it. But I don't know it will happen because he got released. Well, it doesn't matter if he got released because even Zachary Wentz showed up on NXT. He got released. He got released for big time things. Not like Trent Seven. Trent Seven got released because of budget cuts. Zachary Wentz got released because of really bad things that was happening to him. He lost his job because of somebody else, not because of budget cuts. He was not supposed to be released. And it was horrible. I didn't like that. But now, it looks like WWE's okay with Zachary Wentz now, and he's allowed coming to NXT. It's great to see Trey Miguel on his first first couple of months on, not couple months, a couple of weeks on his very first NXT. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool to see those guys on NXT. Even Joe Hendry. Some of these guys deserve to be on NXT, but when Vince McMahon was on the thing, the boss of it, he didn't want to use indie wrestlers, so they went to TNA. They went to Impact Wrestling. Now, Triple H wants these guys to join WWE, and that's why they have it. I have this alarm going off. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys on Friday Night SmackDown results. Bye-bye.